order to ensure that the common man does not fall victim of hunger. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate your contribution. 0913-6000-410. So far, we are looking at the conversation, this conversation around the electricity tariff hike. The reactions are still pouring in. People are still sharing their thoughts as regards this. And now we just listen to Femi Falana, especially as related to the provisions of the Electricity Act 2023. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is Mr. Sunday, calling from the station.
All right, Mr. Sunday, please go ahead.
First of all, I would say that is why it is good that we should follow instructions. When they say there are rules and regulations, whenever anyone wants to contribute to this national movement, because we have it engagement. So, like now, what the last call has done now, they didn't follow the instructions. They were struggling with, it's not like this, this is another opinion. What they wanted to see, just trying to force himself now to see other things. So we should try and sit on the rules and regulations.
Thank you, Mr. Sunday. So what's your own opinion?
Yes, then my own opinion is that what I will advise our leaders, they should know how to make it. They should do the right thing. Because every man that you know cover his needs very well, rain will fall, and it will enter inside your house. So whatever they are doing now, they should know that there will be a proper accountability. Because if they do not pay account to them, the next government that will come in, you will have the responsibility, and they will still pay the account. This is what the nation is talking now. No, sacrifice himself in me and speech and believe that when he was the governor of the city, he wasn't alone. Everything was doing there. I don't think that he was all of himself. I know there are instructions, the guy not doing like this, but now he speaks to sacrifice himself. And he say by himself, so that is exactly what I'm saying. Our leaders should have done all these things because account will come tomorrow, it will come today. That's what I have to say today.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sunday. I appreciate your own contribution as well. 0913-6000-410. We'll be swiftly, just a little bit now. We're going to be moving on to another report for this afternoon, so we don't spend too much time on the electricity tariff hike. However, if you still want to drop your comments as regards the electricity tariff hike conversation, we are live on Facebook and YouTube, so please drop your comments in the live chat section on those platforms, and we'll read them as the show progresses. Not to worry, we take all the messages on Facebook and YouTube as well, so you can drop your contributions there and we carry on with the conversation. So as you mentioned, that was in response or in reaction to Femi Falana and what he has to say as regards the provisions of the Electricity Act 2023 and the fact that identifying the role of the Minister of Power with respect to the increase in electricity tariff hike when we have the NERC, which is Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission. All right, so that's where that particular report is all about. So let's quickly move on now to our next report for this afternoon, I think we're still on that particular one. Hello,
madam. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Ordinarily, I don't suppose to call now. I'm waiting for the topic that I will make comment on. Let me quickly brief on them.
Your name, sir?
My name is Malam Salah.
Yes, Malam Salah. Please go on.
It's not. Maybe I will call later, but I just want to comment on this thing as you say. Madam, Femi Falana is a human rights activist, right?
Yes.
Good. I see no advocate of Nigeria, okay? Good. Then why can't you go to court and challenge this thing now? He can go to court and challenge. He is in position to know better than we. They have got information even before this announcement. Fine. He could have gone to court and filed case against to stop this thing from this thing now. and also Sharab, Serap. What are they? Why are they? This is why they're supposed to go to court, and file case to stop this thing. Not that you just come and hear interview. You understand? Yeah, so this is my comment on this. Let him go to court now and stop. Not that he can just come and grant interview. It's not enough. What has happened already.
Okay.
Thank
you, Malam Salah. Well, Malam Salah is of the opinion that it is not enough to bring it to our attention that these things are not properly being done. That's his own thoughts. And he also brought up, SERAP. SERAP is social economic rights and accountability project. That's SERAP. All right. He also brought SERAP up, and as regards, what role are they playing, or what role have they played so far in this particular one, especially since these are human rights, conversationalists, all right, or people who bring to fore the impact of government policies on the people. I also have one more, insert here that we'll just quickly take before we move away from electricity tariff hike. So please stay with us.
Government was spending 2.3 trillion on electricity and fuel subsidy. Now, when you look at these figures, vis-a-vis the commitment or the announcement of the government in 2022 that electricity subsidy has ended, the federal government will have to set up a public inquiry to address these conflicting figures from the IMF, the Minister of Power, and the Commission, so that we know what we are talking about. But as far as the federal government of Nigeria is concerned, electricity subsidy ended in 2022. What they are now doing, and what the government is doing now, is to make Nigerians pay for the inefficiency, for the profligacy, and the incompetence of those who are managing the electricity sector in Nigeria. And so we have a history. We are coming from, they're talking of a journey. Where did we get to this mess? By 2012, the electricity sector, I think in 2007, the late President Yar'Adua, when there was this controversy that $16 billion had been wasted on generating darkness by the previous regime, the Olusegun administration, President Yar'Adua was under pressure, tremendous pressure, to privatize the industry. And they said, no, we are going to see what Nigerians can do to manage. And they were called, not NEPA then. I think it had become PHCN. And by 2012, that budget had become self-sufficient. That was no longer being subsidized. It was no longer getting any subvention from the government. But again, as soon as President Yar'Adua passed on, this renewed prayer came from local capitalists and the IMF and World Bank. Thou shalt privatize. Of course, in 2013, some form of privatization was alleged to have taken place. We had 18 electricity companies. As a minister in that regime then, the then Minister of National Planning, Dr. Shamsuddin Usman, later admitted, we sold the electricity companies to our friends. Those friends did not bring any money to the table. They didn't have the fund, they didn't have the competence or the managerial capacity to man or to run those discos efficiently. That is what we are paying for today. So the government must, frankly speaking, apologize to Nigerians that we have mismanaged the electricity sector, and then we go back to the drawing table and begin to find out how we are going to run our country in the interest of our people and not in the interest of some dubious agencies abroad. And I'm talking of the IMF and World Bank. And I have challenged those two bodies that between 2021 and 2023. The IMF in its report claimed that Western governments spent about $7 trillion on biofuel. And again, you can find out this. Because of the war in Ukraine, there is no...
Hello Lagos, I am SP Benjamin Hundong, Police Public Relations Officer, Lagos State Command. You are listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. If you see something, say something.
Yes, you are still listening to Open Forum on Mainland 98.3 FM. Time check right now is 1:40 p.m. and we still have a long way to go, but then we have to shut things down as regards the electricity tariff conversation. We've heard quite a lot from Femi Falana today as regards the provisions of the Electricity Act 2023, the role of the Minister of Power as regards or with respect to the increase of electricity tariff hike, and also the fact that why are Nigerians being made to pay for the inefficiency and incompetence of the government now and then, all right, or now and in the past as well. If you still have contributions to drop as regards the electricity tariff hike conversation, you can still call in and share your thoughts, or you can drop your comments on Facebook, or you can drop a WhatsApp message. But then now we have to move on to the next story that is on the table this afternoon. Thank you for staying with us. Let's quickly move on now. Let's look at the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road. First and foremost, it's a good one. We're excited. We're happy. 700 kilometers over the water or wherever it will pass to Calabar from Lagos, from Eco Atlantic specifically. And it has been, there's a lot that a lot of Nigerians had been excited at first. People were excited, they were waiting for it to pop up and all of that. But then Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, former vice president and presidential candidate of the PDP in the 2023 general elections, raised some questions as regards the report or the statement from the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi. Yes, and all of this, there's been a lot of back and forth from the presidency, and then Atiku also coming back to still say something, and then the presidency coming to say one thing or the other, and all of that. So let's talk about the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road and the figures that we have been hearing about, the back and forth that we have been getting as well. One or two of the questions that Atiku raised as regards this particular one was how did they arrive at the figure they arrived at, and also from the report that we've gotten is that 1.06 trillion naira had been released for 47 kilometers, which is 6% of the entire project. Okay, so if we are spending 1.06 trillion on just 47 kilometers out of 700 kilometers, how much are we putting into that project? The second one is, it's supposed to be a PPP, that's public-private enterprise, meaning it's supposed to be a joint thing, partnership with private bodies. Why is the government funding a PPP? That's another conversation they had. What were the metrics that they used in selecting Shagore of High Tech to be the contractor of the highway? The conversation has been going back and forth as regards that particular one. The response of, after the questions came up, the response of the Minister of Work, Dave Umahi, Bayo Onanuga first said, Bayo Onanuga, spokesperson for the president, said that Atiku needs to get his facts right. Okay, if Atiku's facts are not right, provide the facts.
Yes.
Or what do you think?
Inform his facts. State it out clearly.
If the facts are not right, what he's saying, if it's not right, what are your own facts? Let's hear it. Nothing. And then you also have Dave Umahi coming forward to also share his own thoughts and say, Alhaji Atiku doesn't understand figures. I have something as regards that, the fact that, when he said that. Let's just quickly listen to that, and we'll be right back. We'll now listen to what Alhaji Atiku Abubakar said in response to Dave Umahi. But this is Dave Umahi as regards the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road. We'll be right back.
I read something on social media where credited to His Excellency the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar on Coastal Road. I'm going to give him proper information. In Lagos, I will address World Press Conference. If there is anything he thinks is wrong with the procurement, he should approach me, he should leave the president alone. It's quite degrading on my part for him to think the former party chairman, former deputy governor for 8 years, the senator, that I'm not a stakeholder in this country and that I will do the wrong thing. So he doesn't understand figures, and I'm going to run figures for him to understand.
Okay, so we get that. He's going to run figures for him to understand. And from what we have heard, that these figures are supposed to come up sometime on Friday, which is tomorrow. Why are we waiting till Friday?
I think they want to make some preparations.
Why are we making preparations? Are the figures not readily available?
You just say that out. Say it out. And, it informs Atiku Abubakar. It puts him in the right place. But you going back and forth saying he does not understand figure. It is wrong. Being a stakeholder, asking pertinent questions. What is required of you as the Minister of Works is, look, this is, yes, we know it's a PPA, but these are the reasons why we did it this way. And these are why these figures are like this. And that way, everyone is carried along. Everyone is informed.
Well, on his own X handle, formerly called Twitter, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar said, and I quote, "Why on earth does David Umahi need this number of days to cough up the price tag for the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project? All right, just to make sure those figures are nicely seasoned with Shaki Pomo and other orishirishi before serving them up. I mean, seriously, a minute should suffice to fish out the cost from that so-called PPP pact with high-tech. But hey, who's counting, right? Certainly not Umahi. To buy an onga, I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you." Those are the words of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, former vice president and presidential candidate of the PDP in the 2023 general elections. At first, we were a little bit concerned as regards the role of opposition in governance, the role of opposition in democracy, and all of that. But so far, in a very interesting light, Atiku seems to be fitting that bill, and he's asking pertinent questions.
Absolutely.
How did we arrive at the 1.06 trillion naira for 47 kilometers out of 700 kilometers?
That's just, I think you said it's a 6%.
It's just 6%.
You can imagine the total amount of that. So where is it going to come from?
So what's the total amount we're asking? And now Dave Umahi is saying, I will provide figures, and the figures have to come on Friday. Why do we have to wait till Friday to have the conversation? Let's have a conversation about this. What do you think? Do you think that, what do you think about the questions that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has raised on this particular project? And what do you think of the response of Dave Umahi, who is the Minister of Works, and also the response of Bayo Ononuga? Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
I think we are going to go more deeper into our financial system. Most of everything that government is representing in this country are being taken care of by Nigerian. Look at our sector, for example. There's no rich home or wealthy home or who do Nigerian that doesn't have a generator. When you think about water, every home has borehole. When you think about security, every street has their own security. The only place where government is really eating Nigerians is road and the tax and the tax and other things. I think what we Nigerians need, I'm begging you, please dialogue on this. We need a private sector who can be able to collect tax and VAT and levies. We don't need House of Reps, we don't need senators, we don't need any president, we don't need governor. People who can be accountable, private sector who collects tax levies and whatsoever they are collecting from private sector. Let them give power, road, water, everything to private sector. This country will work. Everyone that is in government are taking from Nigeria and they are not giving it back.
About that though, because I mean,
I'm only saying we should download on it. I'm not saying it's impossible.
I know. I'm just saying that I mean the power sector is an example. It's privatized, but see what we are going through.
No, it's not privatized. It's in the hands of the government. We are just using myself like that. It's privatized. Give it to ordinary people. I'm telling gospel truth. Okay, look at Abia. Is government controls Abia. Abia today has right by a one man. If Dangote can build refinery, a man out of 200 million people can build a refinery which this government cannot do for 30 years. Then if they did every other thing to individual, it will go far in this part of Africa. Government are taking more from us. They are taking from our mineral resources. They are taking from our companies. Look at many companies. They cannot have profit because levy, tax, and everything they are collecting from them. Make them run away.
All right.
Please, we need to sit down as a people and think about this. We don't need what we know is an agency that can take care of our financial that we are making every year.
All right.
So we need them. We go help us.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you. My name is Fᴏᴜᴜᴜ.
Okay.
First of all, I like the program you are doing fine as it today. And then, particularly the topic, the project. But what I see is that I love tourism. That's the reason I like tourism. I like travel, go and see the way God create a lot of things outside the state. But when I did Abuja, I know how much I spend. Go to Calabar, and then go to Budurai, visit a lot of these things. I like tourism a lot. But the only thing that baffled me up is the only thing that made me annoyed with this present government is that when something happens, when people come out to come and ask questions, instead of to give you answer straight, the question they will be talking when you are there, what are you doing? Even if you answer article, it is simple question. But thank God, tomorrow is Friday, everybody will know what to do on that number one. And it's secondly, what are the Nigeria engineers? No, what the government is saying something, they need to question him, ask him question. When all these things are going on, we coming to NCA. Can you minister come? We will be doing questions to them. It's not happening in this present government. The money is too much. I know they wanted to reach out of this thing. That's why they are doing something like that. And they won't confine Bayo Onanuga with these questions. I think we throw pressure to the what's the name of the minister for this thing that did that. I don't know how to pronounce it. Thank you. What confine Bayo Onanuga? Everything that let them just come here and think come and defend. I think he know everything. He know this thing. When everybody is waiting for Friday to know the outcome of that one, but for me to go to the last one I wanted to say is that I don't want to hear that they can finish that program 2007 before they leave up. So I know that they will out of the problem. I know that one government is calling that we want all of them responsible. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your contributions. That's Mr. Tunde. Well, Mr. Bayo Onanuga is the presidential spokesperson, so he's speaking on behalf of the president. So that's why you hear the presidency said, that's this is what we are referring to. All right, that's the role of Bayo Onanuga. He has to say something on behalf of the president. All right, 0913-6000-410. That is the number to call. Let's have a conversation. Let me reiterate some of the polls that was brought forward by Alhaji Atiku. I think, okay, yes, I didn't mention this as well. The fact that, the funds that were even released was not approved by the National Assembly. That's another question. Why was it released without the approval of the National Assembly? What were the metrics that was gotten, before it was contracted to Tɣᴑ High Tech? And why was there no competitive bidding before it was contracted to Tɣᴑ of High Tech? There's 7 poses, that were raised by Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Samuel from Agege.
Yeah. The nature I want to discuss about is the nature of this kind about the issue is, let us tell ourselves, when we have people that do not understand about government, what they care about is the puppet, to steal, and to fraud, and to gather up the real stuff. The truth is, one thing I think everyone can ask a very simple question. It's only for Mali and the so-called the man of the president to tell Nigeria the truth. But the truth is, when you have people that do not understand what government is all about, they started insulting the man. You see the claim that the man has to talk about this because you are talking about it, then the money belongs to Nigeria. So they don't blame people, they're just trying to gather money for people to be stubborn. When you have somebody that has the president, that's so-called president, I don't know anything about to do cocaine and to do fraud and everything, what do they expect? They have to do with steal now. So that what we have at the president, we have the president, we have a criminal there. So what we expect us to do? That's what we will change. So good luck to people that are supporting this government.
So, thank you very much. I appreciate. Okay, that's Mr. Samuel. I think I got that. Hello. Good afternoon.
Sandra.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I'm calling back.
Okay.
My name is Dampi from Igondo.
Okay, Dampi. Okay.
God will bless Atiku Abubakar. He's going to live long, despite people that hate him. We need people that will tackle our government to put them on their toes. I think Nigerian government, we don't have government. We have people in government, we don't have government. You know, in other countries, they plan and set aside all their budget a year before they do their budget. You don't have to come in power and start to do your budget. Look at what they said in UK. They said every month they used to tackle, set out a town hall meeting whereby they question their prime minister, they question all the people in government. They take town hall meeting every month in UK. That is the system we need to try and adopt in Nigeria. A throw-down question, a common man, there is nothing like big man. A small man, tall man, anybody will throw them question. How did you spend this thing? Why do you not do it? Every month they do it in UK. I think that system needs to be adopted in Nigeria to put our government in tools. All they care, they are trying to save money for 2027. It's not going to work again for them. It's not going to work again. I don't care whether it's a Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa. We want people that will do the job. Even in the Quran and the Bible, they said before God did anything, if you need there be light. If you don't have light, nothing will work in Nigeria. Look at, calculate how many companies that closed in this regime. This regime, since Buhari till now, many are still closing. If you go to Agege, I don't want to mention the company in Kenya. Many of them, I will not mention the name of the company. They laid off more than 400 workers. Tell me where they will go to. Tell me where they will go to. When in Kenya, Oba, they laid off. I asked a friend too in another company. He said they laid off almost 100 and something workers. Because they are not saying the government, they are very, very wicked. This is the worst regime. I'm telling you, somebody will now come out and say that they are working well. But where are all of them that are supporting them now? Any of them will call your station and start hailing them that democracy started in Nigeria and it will end with body long. Now we are all for it.
It's okay. Thank you very much, Dampi. Appreciate. All right, let's move past that. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Lucky. I'm always to speak to you after so many times.
Oh.
You see, what I want to say, I don't want to say nothing. And the last one, it just said my mind.
Okay.
You know, somebody called this station, better yet to you. He said the business is doing well. He has brought the dollar down from 1,009 to 1,002 and what we do. The social I'm asking, where did you do it? That is what they are doing to us. They will not come, they will back it up. What we shall, they will just bring it more. No what Buhari enter? I remember I was born in how about the price at the rate of 8,000, 9,000 naira. When Buhari comes, he got to that to only 40,000 naira. He left the hand of 30,000 naira. If he come down with this, the people are here to say that we have government. If we don't have government, but somebody will call if you say that they will say that the dollar is coming down, the Gabon is not coming down. I see Nigeria. I don't know what they think. If before, if you were using one rubber of garri to buy one fish, now that one fish now you will try to use the 10 rubber of garri. You need 10 rubber of garri to buy one fish. No, you have to increase your own progress to match up the level of what you want to buy. So that's like for any said, we have said it all. 2027, we are not, if we are happy, we are going to start this time around. The weather of the weather is start, we cannot achieve it. Because when I was saying this matter was coming, he said in my place, they said when you see water with the 2 bottles, you don't know. When you see maybe that I carry to Abuja, you don't know. Let me think you cannot do it to you want to do that whether the race from Lagos to Calabar, from Calabar, the way to find Lagos, I bet you Sandra, if they start that road, it will not pass Lagos for the next 4 years. It's not going to pass there because it means no money has gone. That's what we are doing. Thank you, my sister. They are not going to be working for.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lucky. You want to say something?
Yes, please. Again, I would like to, of course, commend Atiku Abubakar, because it's quite unfortunate that our pressure groups are not doing what is expected of them.
They are trying. No. They are trying. And I don't want us to say, oh my goodness, look at Atiku did this, and just for that, let's give him all the flowers.
We're not doing that. No. What I'm saying is he's at the front burner, and then we are saying that the 7 questions he has put out there are apt. And it's important to note that as a minister of works, you are the number one person who is in the right position to give responses when questions come regarding your field. Now, for example, when you go to a school, and of course it's the proprietor of the school, if there's an increase from the primary 1 to primary 6, such proprietor is supposed to know. So when the parents ask, he's supposed to give a quick response to that. Now,
well, I'm just getting this figure now. Apparently, Dave Umahi, Minister of Works, appeared on a televised interview this morning, and there he mentioned that the project is supposed to cost 15 trillion naira, and it's supposed to, run for the construction is going to be for about 80 years. 80. Is
it 80 or 8 years?
I saw 80.
No, I think it's 8 years.
No, I'm certain I saw 80.
80 years.
I'm certain I saw 80. But then, if you said you saw 8, we're still on it. I'm sure before the end of the show we'll get more details as regards that. But I'm certain of the 15 trillion naira. That's what they're estimating for the Lagos to Calabar coastal road.
Absolutely.
So if it's 15 million for 700 kilometers. And so far, the report is that you have spent 1.06 trillion naira on 47 alone. I have questions.
It's a lot.
But it's not just Atiku that has questions. I have questions as well. But we have a call. Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Please, can you turn down the volume of the radio set?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name?
Yeah, this is Secretary.
Okay, Mr. Taiwo.
Yes, this is Taiwo.
I got Taiwo. I didn't get the first one, so please go on.
Now, they said they are going to give us, yes, 2 years. That's forever. And we don't be Nigerian factor. Lagos is about the express road. From Lagos to about how many kilometers? They have not finished it for how long? So you can imagine Lagos to Calabar. That's the serious problem. People are just sick of money for taking the same election. And that's exactly what they're looking for ways to cover up money, cover up. The 2027 election, that will never be done. It will never ever be done. Let's follow the Lagos system. And they said high-tech is the company that wants to do it.
Yeah, that's
we all know about high-tech now. So let's just They are all doing the same thing. The same thing. That's what is never the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Taiwo. I appreciate it. I just keep saying, we only do now, I think. Well, last time I checked was Gilbert Shagor, but so also 5 minutes gone past 2. You're listening to Open Forum on Mainland 98.3 FM. I have a message here on Facebook from Ifiok. Johnny is saying, good afternoon, Sandra. I want to speak on PHCN tariff increase. In my area, Old Otta Road, here in Agege, we are paying high estimated bill for darkness, no power supply. So Minister of Power is inflicting more pain to Nigerians. You see, that's the thing. That's a big problem. That's not even my own issue. He said the Minister of Power is inflicting pain. It was not the Minister of Power. I don't even think he has that power. But, of course, he is a stakeholder in the power sector. Yes. So it's easy for you to rope him in. Yeah. But then the NERC is responsible. They are the regulatory framework that have been put together for the power sector. So they are actually the ones who come up with these policies and, all of these decisions. I think as regards subsidy, yes, the power, the Minister of Power can come in. But there's a lot, to have a conversation on as regards the electricity tariff hike. Let's carry the conversation on. But still on Lagos Coastal Road, as we said, we're still waiting till tomorrow. Maybe there's more to come tomorrow. But David Umahi was on a televised interview this morning, and he mentioned 15 trillion naira as the estimate for the Lagos to Calabar Coastal Road. 700 kilometers. What do you think? 15 trillion naira, and it's supposed to take whether it's 8 to 80 years. I don't know. I'll definitely ensure to get that before the end of the show. But we have to look at other stories as well. We need to quickly look at whatever is going on between the Labour Party and the NLC. Apparently there's a lot going on. Some are of the opinion that the obedience of Labour Party is saying we're a political party, and then you have NLC say Labour Party is an offshoot of the Nigeria Labour Congress. So there's that back and forth that's going on. We also have some inserts that we're going to listen to as regards that one. But before we move on to that one, let's quickly wrap things up on the Lagos to Calabar Coastal Road conversation. Hello, good afternoon. It's wise. Can you please turn off your radio set? Okay.
Now?
It's a little bit better. Thank you.
Okay.
Alright.
Good afternoon, President.
Issue number one. That road, they started it, and the previously incoming government later completed it. It was to the man who started it, it's not to the man who finished it. And the better thing to happen to the Niger Delta. Nobody should condemn this road. It will be too expensive because concrete here, this is not ordinary road. So if you can do it, I'm telling you, very good. The pressure to go out, yes, I supported this, because shall not put it out. And that's the type of something one day to add. Very much to the case because you have the pressure. Because at the time when we say when we talk of the message, we should not talk about the messenger. I think today, if we can take someone and just to talk about what the youth is doing, I believe anything I think so. Because this is, if you can talk, the easiest thing to do in the world today is to criticize. But when people give it, so for me, actually, you have done something good by starting this road. And the matter for what is working, I want to praise them. But when you talk of accountability, yes, it's right to know for this. Anything that is when you talk of corruption, is what I always fight against. I've started in my home, I've started in my work, I've started in people there inside the but I've fought corruption. So if anything is missing, Mr. For what you're thinking was, the man that award the contract you're thinking was, you don't want the corruption in this matter. Spend money, Nigerian money for the Nigeria road, for the Nigeria people. That's what I support. But if somebody say, it's not necessary, it's necessary, we are making money now. After taking away the subsidy, floating of naira, a lot of money is gone to federal court, it's come to state port and local port. Get the money from Nigeria, that's what is there. But it makes the one was around. Lagos Ibadan is starting road. The construction road, solution can happen to Niger Delta. I'm telling you, we can't go for that. The one that you go to Lɪධᴇ, you see no Nigerian money is there on it. So maybe go inside inner heart. If you go to Atiku inner heart, if you do not support this, you go to that area. My sister, I will still wish for other folks to come in.
All right. Thank you very much, Prince Wise. I appreciate your contribution this afternoon. 0913-600410. I'll just quickly read out the 7 posers from Alhaji Atiku Abubakar once again. I'm quoting now. How much is the total cost of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway? Why is the project being funded by the Nigerian government despite being a PPP, public-private enterprise? Partnership rather. Why is the project taking off from Shagore's Eco Atlantic? Why is 1.06 trillion naira being spent on the pilot phase, which is just 47 kilometers? Why did the 1.06 trillion naira not get the approval of the National Assembly? Why wasn't there a competitive bidding for the project? Finally, how did the Tinubu administration get the design as well as the right-of-way in just 7 months, since they claim the past administrations of Goodluck Jonathan and Muhammad Buhari never touched the project? So it's a novel project, it's a brand new project, and in 7 months everything was sorted, figure was out, and contractor was gotten, everything was mapped out, right away, everything in 7 months. That's amazing. Well, these are the miracles that they tire. I don't know who it doesn't tire, but let's have a conversation around it. We have to move on to the next report for the day, but let's begin to wrap things up. Volume of your radio set.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is Felix.
All right, Mr. Felix. Good afternoon.
Yes, I'm calling from over here.
All right. Okay, please go on.
Concerning this Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road, it's a good project that happened to Nigeria. I support as well as for starting this project. When Buhari constructed the road from Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ, we decided that we did not talk, we kept quiet. I provided data. But Tinubu is constructing road now from Lagos Coastal to Calabar. They are complaining because we are opposition. When you are opposition, you can never see any good coming from the government. This is a good project. If by the grace of God this project is completed, we the Nigerian data we are going to benefit from it. I support it 100%. What I'm praying for, let the project be completed. Thank you.
Alright, thank you very much. Here we go again, politicizing something that's just as plain as day. Hello, good afternoon. Oh, Mr. Oᴘᴇᴜ, good afternoon. You're welcome.
I think we're talking about court.
Yes, that's the report.
I need to draft a person to remind why he was sitting on the radio and the civil station today. And I think I need to make this morning.
Yes.
To do some breakdown of all the air. Because I think there are a lot of people who need to Imagine said that it will cost 4 billion to do a kilometer of road. 4 billion means that we are doing a job of a road. So we are not doing 700 kilometers, just doing 1,500 kilometers, because we are doing 5 lanes on the left and we are doing 5 lanes on the right. So what that simply means in terms of calculation is that you do 4 billion, bracket 700 and 1,200 kilometers multiplied by 4 billion. That gives you about 5.6, 5.7. We are going to do the between for 700 kilometers, so and so on. That will cost you probably around another 2 billion or 3 billion or whatever. That is about 7. Therefore, the Lagos State and all of that add another 5 to 4 billion. So you will be getting somewhere between 10 billion and 7 billion. There's no way that calculation is huge. Everything want to keep doing 56 billion or whatever. That's clear. As regards the contract, if you go to the procurement act and read it, take your summary, you see that there is a portion of it that talks of a local unit, talks of organize this business, and that is basic to your brother and house, because the first they do is coastal road and trading. And let's talk about trading is high-tech is number one, and I think that was why they did it. The calculation was done in-house by the Federal Ministry of Housing. When they did the calculation, that managed to the calculation of what
for federal government projects, is there not supposed to be a bidding process?
I don't know what you're talking about. Based on the procurement act, there is a partner of direct contracting.
Okay.
So that's what they are hiding under.
Okay, that's what you. Okay, so you agree with the question being raised as regards the metrics.
Even though the job that has the total rate, only 2 companies can do it in Nigeria. Only 2 companies.
Nobody's arguing with the capacity or capability of iTech, of Gilbert Shagore's iTech. Nobody's arguing with that. But what were the metrics that they arrived at as regards awarding the contract to? I'm having some network issues. I can barely hear you, so that's why I have to, hope I'm getting you right. Yes.
So I think we are government is still holding under direct contracting that is inside the procurement act.
Okay.
And it was just agreed that only 2 people can do, they hide under that to be able to do it to probably inside bigger. Because we probably only have 2 people that can hang on to this.
Alright.
So on that basis, they can hide under that and say, okay, because we have only 2 people that can do it, we pick one and we join our own things of federal ministry of housing, and the one we got is this and the God the other to
yeah.
So
Thank you very much, Mr. Lakule. Stay with us for further conversation on that one. Well, it is open forum on mainland 98.3 FM, and the time to talk for you is now. Voice of the people, basically, as regards all of the hot topics in the past 1 week. That's what we do on open forum every Thursday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. We've had just 2 reports this afternoon. We still have a long way to go as regards other stories that we need to look at. We've looked at the electricity tariff hike, the provisions of the Electricity Act 2023, the role of the Minister of Power with respect to increase in electricity tariff hike, also the efficiency of our privatized quote-unquote private sector, and also as regards subsidy. Is it there? Was it there? Was it there? Is it still there? Was it ever there? So many questions. Has it been done? Has it not been done? And all of that. Transparency, basically, all around. So we'll take a very short break now. When we come back, we'll look at what's going on in Edo State with the impeachment of Deputy Governor. Also the fact that statements coming in as regards the fact that the impeachment of Philip Shaibu in Edo State is a threat to democracy. Do you agree with that statement, or do you think that deputy governors, need to have some sort of backing and support, constitutionally speaking? Now, all right. So we'll listen to a lot of insights when we come back. My name still remains Omobola Sandra, and I still have Kevin Wafili here with me. We're still live on Facebook. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Critical conversations in the political, economic, and social space has become extremely important.
There's a need for a lot of people, not even the political party, those in the civil society, those who believe in Nigerian emancipation of people from the shackle of poverty.
More than ever before, Nigerians now deserve to be heard. We all need a voice.
Nowadays, we are suffering. People come and Gari, we can't buy Gari again. Gari has come inside. Gari has come as a cocaine. Food we can't buy. Rice we can't buy. We can't feed our
Jᴏɪᴜ Omobola Sandra every Thursday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. on mainland 98.3 FM to lend your voice and speak to the real issues affecting the Nigerian state. Open forum. Your turn to talk is now.
Conversations. Good to see you again. It's good weather. You want to agree with that? Yeah, I love weather. Trending music. Traffic updates. Intersections is good and a cause for alarm. Sports. And everything fun is right here on Mainland 98.3 FM. Don't touch that dial.
Hello Lagos, I am SP Benjamin Hundeyi, Police Public Relations Officer, Lagos State Command. You are listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. If you see something, say something.
Thank you for staying with us. It is still open forum on Mainland 98.3 FM. The time to talk is now. We need to keep having conversations so the right places or the right people in the right places would finally listen, and then we can now focus on nation building. We've had quite an interesting conversation so far. We've talked about electricity tariff hike. We've looked at the Lagos Calabar Coastal Road, the questions posed by Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, the response of Dave Umahi, the Minister of Works. Now let's quickly look at what is going on in Edo State, and then the right of deputy governors, generally speaking, and the power they have, the backing they need as well, and also a constitutional conversation as regards, we understand that the constitution did not assign any role to the deputy governor, but then a lot of deputy governors are going through a lot in different parts of the country. It's not just Edo State. There was also some months ago, Lucky Aiyedatiwa of Ondo State was also going through something similar, and in different parts of the country actually. All right, but then with focus on what happened in the course of the week to Philip Shaibu, who has been impeached by the Assembly of Edo State. Well, let's listen to his reaction to that particular situation. Very very interesting one, if you ask me. How it happened, what happened, and all of that. But then let's just quickly listen to Philip Shaibu, and then we'll now listen to former governor of Benue State, Mr. Gabriel Suswam, his statement as regards the backing of a deputy governor, the role of a deputy governor, the powers that they or they do not have. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.
My good people of Edo State, I thank you all for standing by me under these troubling circumstances. As the Deputy Governor of Edo State, it is with heavy heart, yet a resolute spirit, that I come before you to address the recent events that have unfolded within our dear state. I denounce in strongest terms the illegal impeachment by the Edo State House of Assembly over trumped charges. This is not just an attack on me as an individual, but on the very democratic principle that we hold dear. It's a dangerous descent into dictatorship and a threat to the foundation of our democracy. Let it be clear that this impeachment was hushed because of my ambition to contest the Edo State 2024 governorship election under the People's Democratic Party (PDP). An ambition that is a legal right to all citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's a sad reality that in our political landscape, ambition is met with resistance, and those in power
seeks to silence opposition through illegitimate means. I have dedicated my life to serving the good people of Edo State with integrity and honesty. I have worked tirelessly to improve the life of our citizens. I have upheld the values of democracy and justice, and yet, in return, I am faced with baseless accusations and a blatant disregard for due process and rule of law. The allegations brought against me are nothing more than a false claim to conceal the true motive behind this impeachment. It's a flagrant abuse of power and a betrayal of the trust that the people of Edo have placed in their elected officials. We refuse to stay inactive while our democratic institutions manipulate and exploit for personal gain. We will fight this injustice with every ounce of strength in our being for the sake of the people of Edo State and the future of democracy. I call upon all well-meaning citizens of Edo, and indeed all Nigerians who believe in the principle of democracy and justice, to stand with us in this moment of crisis. We cannot allow tyranny and oppression to take roots in our society. We must resist the forces that seek to undermine our freedom and trample upon our rights. To the members of the House of Assembly who have chosen to forsake their oath of office and participate in this charade, I say this: history will judge harshly for your betrayal of the people who elected you to represent their interests. But know this: you do not have the power to silence the voice of justice and truth. I call upon the judiciary and all relevant authorities to intervene and uphold the principles of justice and fairness. Let the truth prevail over lies. Let the rule of law triumph over lawlessness. I am confident that the legal system will vindicate me and expose the sham that has been orchestrated against me. I want to reaffirm my commitment to the people of Edo State, to the values that bind us together as a collective. I will not be deterred or intimidated by those who seek to subvert our democracy. I will continue to fight for the right and freedom of all Edoites, by extension Nigerians that suffer oppression. I will stand firm in my resolve to see justice done. As we stand united in the face of tyranny and oppression, I urge all to remain calm and go about our lawful duties as good citizens and true democrats. Together we will overcome this dark chapter in our history and emerge stronger and more resolute in our pursuit of freedom and just society. Thank you for the opportunity given me thus far. God bless Edo State and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I remain Comrade Philip Shaibu.
All right, that was the voice of Philip Shaibu, former Deputy Governor of Edo State, sharing his response to his impeachment by the Edo State House of Assembly. I still have something. We need to also listen to Mr. Gabriel Suswam, former Governor of Benue State, and his thoughts as regards, the role of a deputy governor and, the responsibilities of a deputy governor and how they can have backings and all of that. We'll also listen to that. But before then, let's take this call. Hello. Good afternoon. Okay, we lost that one. All right, 0913 6000 410 0913 6000 I'm sure we all knew the background as regards, what has been happening between the governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, and his deputy, or his former deputy, Philip Shaibu. It's been a long time coming. It's not something that happened just last week. Since last year, especially since Philip Shaibu declared officially his intention of running for Edo State governorship election later this year, around November this year. So that has been going on, and there's been a lot of back and forth. There's been a lot of harassment and all of that. There was a time ago he didn't have access to, getting into his office. It's just been, a lot. There was a time who he couldn't hold his official announcement when he was, his office was moved and all of that. There's just been a lot of back and forth. And we need to have a conversation as regards the treatment of deputy governors in Nigeria. But before then, hello, good afternoon.
Hello, madam, good afternoon. Good afternoon, madam.
Yes.
Now, this, my name is Madam Now. Yeah, let me start like this. Because I'm in our river. Madam, first of all, do you have the capacity for now, financial model, to finance that project?
No,
because,
okay, carry on.
Okay. You understand? Because I from my own primary mathematics, I look at it, it will take us about $4 million for each kilometer. Because the Minister of Transport said that this morning, one of the papers reported that it takes about 4 billion naira for a kilometer. You understand?
Mr.
Works that about 4 billion naira today. One of the papers reported that it's 4 billion naira per kilometer. So I don't know, multiplied with by 700 kilometers. You see one thing is that one thing in this country. I believe, I don't mind, because I know that this project will last increasing, no matter how long it takes. Yes. And this Minister of Work, it's not something a lot of his comments. Look at it now. This government took over punishment was just 4,400. After the removal of subsidy, it moved to 5,300. The time this Minister of Transport, work, pronounced that we will have all in concrete jobs. Government will expect those construction companies to fight back now. Now it's about 5,000, 10,000 naira. And that is the statement that caused this. That is aside. Now coming back to Edo. Madam, it feels like Godwin Obaseki never understand politics. You understand? We are going to election of by September. Already your party in the state has problem. And national level also has problem. This is the time that you need everybody beside you. Felix Shabu, no matter how, I'm not from Edo, I'm not from Edo. I've never been to Benin in my life. But from the profile of Felix Shabu, you will understand that Felix Shabu is not a pushover. It cannot be somebody who is able to be a speaker, 2 times deputy governor. It cannot push it over like that. You understand? Now, what is the strength of Godwin Obaseki even as the governor of Edo State? Because in the first place, the first time he came, it was Adam Oshomole that worked for him. Adam Oshomole as the sitting governor that worked for him, 5 years and taking the government. The second time he came, it was several governments, including which almost relocated to Edo, just to defend after the counting.
Yeah, there's no official announcement to that, Malam Salah, but carry on.
No. But at that time, we agreed that some governors, deputy governors supported him now. It is not even something now. But did that articulate. Politics is a game of numbers. A tree cannot make a forest in politics. It's not one-man business. So it is now. Felix Shabu will now team up with the APC, no matter how. You understand? They pick the retired candidate from Edo-Samsat, PDP also from Edo-Samsat. Yes, it's a political mathematics. It's mathematics in the sense that the big pocket that now can speak. Yes, and I don't know how very deep the pocket of Godwin Obaseki, whether he will compete with the state government. And Tinubu is not like Buhari that can sell himself hand in allow everything to happen in the state, the election to happen in the state, and you don't care whoever wants the contract. Tinubu is not like this. You need every state, you need it by his side. Time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell. But let's not forget that Godwin Obaseki himself is also a sitting governor in that same state. So I mean, he has the power. Also, the funds of the state are also at his disposal. There's just a lot to take away. But I think I see the point Malam Salah is coming from as regards the fact that now is not the time for this divide, you know, in the political, in that party. Now is not the time, especially in this time where, you know, at the top, as national level, they are having serious issues, there are factions and all of that. So now is not the time for that. I mean, there is still something that Philip Shaibu can still offer.
But then Obaseki is you know afraid of, you know, Philip Shaibu turned his back on him. So he's just trying to understand how you say. I don't use the word afraid. I'm trying to use the word afraid. Yeah, I'm trying. Why would a governor be afraid of his deputy? He's trying to be cautious. Yes, he's trying to be ahead of what. We all know what we can. Should not be? Is it not supposed to be something of, you know, pride that your deputy, you know, wants to become you know, the principal? There are a lot of things that they are not telling us, and there are a lot of things they know that they don't want to say that, because if they do, it's going to turn it another way around. It's okay. Yes, so it's just another way of protecting. Hello, sir.
Thank you, man. Can you come back again?
Okay.
Now, guys, I like that statement. Something is thinking that they didn't let us know what is going on. But my own is that I don't want to see. I know people will decide. But number one, I don't like the way governor are taking their advice. It's not good at all. When we wanted to get the ticket, both of them get the ticket, and then they said they wanted to do something for them. But now, a lot of people are saying that we need to change our conversation the way they are doing all these things. But for my own, we should go to court. Anything court says that. But my own is that we are tired of all of them. All things they was born. Politics. A little money they are already acquired. You complain. In Metro, a lot of youth want to walk. You see every all of them. Politics. From governor, councillor, chairman, minister, every other. They is not working anymore. They get money, they get connection to get everything. What can't they use that one? Go outside the wall. Talk to them, like let them go to our state and then do a lot of things in local government, and a lot of things you will find something doing. All of them politics. I want to become government. Ambition sometimes it kills someone. If you don't know how to play politics, that will not concern me. But I don't people take this time. I want to after the company development, you find it is not before you go and find something doing in Metro. A lot of youth in Metro want to work. Make sure you carry big company to Metro people. Like that government of them, all of them they are the same. I'm not picking them up. My data is I like where that is. Maybe that one will start like them to make them know they do the right thing anytime they have the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tunde. I appreciate it. I will just want to quickly take us back a bit. Apparently, when he was referring to someone decamping, I thought I heard that he was referring to FCC Minister Nyesom Wike, and that was why I made the statement that there's no official announcement to that. But apparently, he was referring to Godwin Obaseki when he decamped to the PDP in 2020. So I just need to quickly put that out there. All right, let's carry on with conversation. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello, Sister Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Concerning Nigeria as a whole, the system we are operating is.
Your name, sir?
Okay, this is Don calling from Ogba. Don. You see, our system is very poor because the system is being practiced by the hand of rogues. And look at the gigantic project that these people overnight they just wake up, they say they want to do this thing. Who did not know that they want to use that project to siphon money? The primary thing that caused hardship to this whole country now is the number one statement made on the year 29. Now you are generating money, you are giving it to governor. Now, what about our refinery? Why are we celebrating a productive person in the country? So, what this thing now, in my own Bible, I say, whosoever that knoweth to do good and fail to do it is a sin. We can't have our system as a great country like this, Nigeria, in the hand of sinners. They know the right thing they fail to do it. They say now they are money for bigger projects so that they can siphon money. You define money for us. So that's just it. Concerning Obasanjo is a selfish, is an ingrate. He could not do anything. It's tribe that stand in ground for him. Now I throw him out of that. We should change their system. Their system, that secret will be unveiled to us.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
And you as well. Thank you very much, Don. I appreciate your contribution. It's 40 minutes past 2, so that's a few minutes going to 3, so we may have to start wrapping things up very soon on the show. It's been quite an interesting run. We had about 9 reports and we've only been able to touch 3. That's a lot of people have something to say. But as we wrap things up on this particular report, hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Oᴘᴇɪ. I'm calling from Songota.
All right, Oᴘᴇɪ, please go ahead.
Yeah. What I want to really say is concerning Shaibu.
Okay.
You know what Shaibu has been doing. Sandra, how many other deputy governor have been, exposing the state, the governor, the way Shaibu has been doing? And do you know that in Edo State we have 3 senatorial region, and Shaibu he has spent 8 years as a deputy governor, and somebody from that same region, and the Edo Center supported. I mean, it's aware, and they give the time that those centers to produce government, and Shaibu didn't want to listen, and now it is not the government that even asked that they should impeach. It is not even when they set up panel, it did not even respond to the panel, and after he impeached, now it's now with this sentiment everywhere. So people are calling, they don't know what is happening in those states, and he should take it easy with Edo politics. You know, it is the turn of the Edo Center. Shaibu should, is it not, Sandra? Shaibu is too long. He should wait for the turn of Edo, the Edo North to produce government, and he doesn't want to have patience. So that is exactly. And secondly, Sandra.
Yes.
The coastal road.
Okay. Yes.
To me, it's a white elephant project. They may not complete that project because the money 52 years. Where would they get the money, Sandra? Where would they get the money at the time? So I don't think they will complete that project just to campaign for 2027. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Oᴘᴇɪ. I appreciate. Hello.
Hello, Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Lucky. I have to call back.
Okay, very quickly, please.
Yes, I'm from Niger Delta. Not that we did this. Because people say that they want to do, we are the South, we are told we should not do. What we are saying for Niger Delta is the standard. You should not use Niger Delta as a fraud to steal money. At the last election, that's what they want to do. I am betting you, Sandra. That is the starting project. It is not more than Lagos. It is not more than Lagos. It is not only to pay. It should go and do it from Calabar. Where you better Niger Delta as a fraud to campaign for 2027. Understand? Secondly, when you talk of whether 8 years of the project, as new accumulation, it is going to be 80 years, not 8 years, because from Lagos to Ibadan, Ibadan is not to 100 kilometers. They did that route for more than 40 years, they are still many. So from Calabar, from Lagos to Calabar, it's going to take up to 80 years for going that way. Thank you. Let me talk about this one of the guys from this the man called, he explained it what happened. He said this thing, what happened was that when they went to the chairman, the 18th chairman in local government of this state, when the governor of Obasanjo come from Abuja, he said he's not coming. Not that the man was planning what to plan to install the 8 speaker, and all of them are already agreed to do this speaker at the there. So the man was working on that to get the old speaker. That won't get the man angry. So nobody will forget something. You want to know where they talk to come for politics, you want to know. That is what the man explained is what I need to do. Because the man was doing another business behind to get the old speaker. What was it at that time? Thank you, my dear.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Well, I don't know if we can still... Can we just quickly listen to Mr. Gabriel Soswam as regards, deputy governors and their backings? I think we should just quickly listen to that. Then we'll come back to the phone line because we need to start wrapping things up now at this point. It is the open forum on Mainland 98.3 FM. 2 hours straight of open mic for our listeners to share your own analysis and your thoughts and contribution as regards all of the top stories in the past 1 week. We'll take a short break, listen to Mr. Gabriel Soswam, former governor of Benue State, and we'll be right back. We'll be listening to him, stating as regards if there's any role in particular that a deputy governor has in Nigeria, and also a constitutional amendment required, or is a constitutional amendment required, basically, to assign mandatory responsibilities to deputy governors. We'll be right back.
I think, thank you very much. Let me say that the draft out of our constitution were conscious of certain key factors as it relates to the relationship between the deputy governor and the governor, and actually the role of the deputy governor in the governance of a state. Yes, the constitution did not expressly assign any role to the deputy governor, but the role of the deputy governor in the running of any government, whether it is at the national level or the sub-regional level, which is a state, is very, very significant. First, why have a deputy governor in the first place if he will not do anything? That should be the question. But to answer that question, one would say that the draft out of the Constitution knew that the work that is assigned to the governor is very enormous. And as a natural human being, you need somebody who can assist you in carrying out those responsibilities. And so it is left to some large extent at the discretion of the governor to assign roles to the deputy governor. It is expected that because the work is very enormous, a natural human being will naturally need some assistance and then give that work to the deputy governor. It is also anticipated that in the event that the governor is incapacitated in any way or under any circumstances unable to perform those functions can be transferred to the deputy governor. Let it not be a situation where there is no proper person and then it can result into some level of attrition in finding who will take over when the governor is unable to perform the function. I believe that it depends on the individuals. I was a governor and I had very, very good working relationship with my deputy, who was much older than me, but we found common grounds of working together because you are elected on the same ticket and you are expected to work for the common good of the people. So for me, I didn't see any reason why I should be bossing over somebody who is elected with me to perform the same function with me, but in an assistant position. So we work very well, but one of the basic problems that I see is that most time, most deputy governors want to take over from the governors, and because of some sentiments attached to the way we play politics here, most governors are not selected from the areas that the governor will be zoned to after the tenure of the incumbent governor finishes. And in most times that presents a big challenge because you have, for instance, you have a situation where maybe you have zone A, B, and C, and the governor will be zoned after the incumbent one had completed to maybe zone B, and somebody who is selected from zone C. Now, at the end of that, it becomes very difficult for such a person or the people to agree that simply because this person was governor, he should take over from the incumbent governor. So those are some of the challenges that I see happen when the deputy governor comes out and says, look, I want to take over from the incumbent governor. But I think it also has to do a lot, like I said, with the individuals and how the governor and the deputy governor are related in the discharge of their responsibility as governor and deputy governor. So individual character, individual idiosyncrasies have a lot to do with what happened or what has been happening as far as the relationship between governors and deputy governor is concerned. I think the areas that I would recommend constitutional amendment as far as this issue is concerned is where the Constitution should copiously provide functions for the deputy governor that look, the deputy governor should oversee this ministry or this area. Once that is done, it becomes mandatory for a governor to give those responsibilities to the deputy governor. Once the deputy governor has some level of responsibility and is carrying them out, I believe that that will solve a lot of problems. Maybe not the conflict that will exist between the governor and the deputy governor, but in a situation where the deputy governor is just not doing anything, and it's at total discretion of the governor to assign the responsibility to a deputy governor. I think that is wrong. So in that area, I will recommend that there should be some constitutional amendment that will give some mandatory responsibilities to a deputy governor, so that he's not totally idle. You have a lot of deputy governors, as I talk to you, who are just moving around. They don't have no responsibility. You go to their offices, they are not gisting or taking tea. They're not doing anything. Meanwhile, taxpayers' money is used in providing vehicles for them, paying their salaries, and providing other services that are associated with our office. Meanwhile, he's not performing any of those functions. So I think the Constitution should be amended, especially as it relates to the issue of functions or responsibilities of a deputy governor. But when it comes to relationship, that one you can't regulate it. There's no constitution that will be able to regulate the way I will relate with you. So that is an area that will be left to the maturity of our democracy and to maturity of minds are the practitioners of this democracy.
Yes, that's the voice, or that was the voice of Gabriel Suswan, former governor of Benue State, as regards a constitutional amendment that should assign mandatory responsibilities to deputy governors to ensure that they are not idle. Do you think that may be the way forward in order to ensure that, we do not have these situations of, where you see governors trying to lord over deputy governors? What are your thoughts? Let's just have 5 minutes to just, take a few calls and wrap things up for today on Open Forum. So 0913 6000 410 0913 6000-410. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon.
Yes,
Joshua.
Yes.
All right. Please, just a minute.
Let me take it from Mr.
Okay.
He talked about the rights of the people. And if he truly understands the meaning of the rights of the people, he should have also considered the rights of those people from some of the senatorial districts that have not produced a governor before, which everybody is always up to their right to do that. So probably he not really understand the rights of the people in the right perspective. Now, talking about Calabar coastal road, is it the same thing Calabar coastal road?
Hello?
Is it the same thing with the Lagos Calabar coastal road? The Lagos Calabar coastal road. Is it the same thing with that of the rail?
No.
Now, from the report, I'm told that the rail line are going to go, Pᴏᴜᴜ with that road. But when I first saw that thing, I said, wow, 2027 can we come? If you are going to start the road of that package, why not start from Calabar and start from Lagos? Why not starting from one, from one section and then waiting for when it's election time, you now use that to go to people of that area. We want to do it for you. We are already doing so that you can then go from that area. And like Atiku has said, even though I am not really in support of what he said, let me follow this story of what about this of your colleague, because when Buhari started that rail to Niger, Atiku was in this country and never spoke of it. But I think that whatever the government of they want to put to get that project completed, let them just do it. So they should involve more contractors and not just one person. So that in the next 4 to 7, 8 years, it can be completed. It's not let the project for them. Let them be sincerity, also. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We can take one more phone call, and that's a wrap for today on Open Forum. 0913-6000-410. That's the number to call. What are your thoughts as regards, the relationship between governors and their deputies? Let's wrap things up with that. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon.
Let me talk about this Edo matter.
Prince Wise.
You see, yes,
Okay.
You see, the Edo matter, I think, if a court do not give inside you, he lost everything that you want to gain when you are out of lawsuit. And because as it is now, only court can save him. He's still young, he has a lot to offer. And again, for the governor today, the way he plays game, he will teach him. He never starts from today. Look at the governor, your deputy in a public function. Just hand to take a seat in him. You request the deputy governor from a governor to another area. What is really going on? You don't know. Right. And this man requesting that when if you look at his heart for me, it's not taking there. You say the Godfather, what to do with the Godfather, you want Godfather, and one type of Godfather is just like a kid massage. For me, it's very easy to see. What to do is the real problem. Now, it is not Lagos. Yes, you don't know. The man is now commanding as chief, the military man. All the actions taken by Obaseki, I dislike it. Good
afternoon to you as well. Thank you very much, Prince Wise. Unfortunately, that's the last call we can take. Join us again next week, Thursday, by 1 p.m. for Open Forum. 2 hours non-stop just for the callers to share your thoughts and your contribution as regards all of the top stories in the past 1 week. All right, and we're also live on Facebook during the program, so you can drop your contributions if you're unable to join us via the phone line. Thank you very much, Kevin Wafili.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you for having me, Sandra.
Okay, so join us again next week, Thursday. But in the meantime, coming up next, we need to have something cool since it's still public holiday. So Afro Time Out with Jaydan. I'll be listening to some beautiful Afro music from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. And by 4 p.m., Oᴘᴇɪ will be in the Situation Room with Mr. Muyiwa Adeyemi, the chief political editor of the Guardian newspaper. And guess what? We're going to be looking at the performance or performance evaluation of selected ministers in this current administration. This administration will be 1 year by next month. What have we seen? What have they done so far? But in the meantime, don't forget, as we always say, Political Roundtable is by 6 p.m. on Sundays. Midweek Politics is by 1 p.m. on Wednesdays. The Big Talk is up by 10 a.m. on Wednesdays as well. But then Situation Room is 4 p.m. Mondays through Fridays. And Open Forum will join next week, Thursday. My name is Omobola Sandra. Thank you for staying with us. Have a beautiful, beautiful time.
Alright, for the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s and today. And the rhythm 98.3 FM.
That you were searching for the station to give you joy, laughter, and happiness. I had a rumor that the station you're searching for is right here. I mean, here. 98.3 Mainland FM. The sound of Lagos.